You've been seeking answers from every dermatologist, doctor, and all over the internet, wondering what on earth this unbearable skin issue is. You know something's up, and you've been suffering and silenced for far too long. This podcast is going to bring awareness to the brutal reality that is topical steroid addiction and withdrawal syndrome. It will give you practical mental and physical tips to help you along your journey and provide you the strength you need to push through each day. You'll hear from real people battling this illness, as well as experts in the field, and I'm also going to share with you what's happening as I battle and conquer TSW. You are not alone, you're not crazy, and you will heal. If there's one thing I know, it's that anyone going through this hell is a warrior. My name is Jennifer Powers, and I welcome you to TSW Journey to Healing. Okay, this episode was going to be about something entirely different. In fact, last week's episode, which unfortunately never got published, not sure, technical issues there, sorry about that if you were waiting for it, but I want to make this incredibly raw and vulnerable and just really honest. And it's not so much to do with TSW as much as it is what TSW has, I don't want to say taken from me, but what transpired over the past 10, almost 11 months of going through this, and from a personal standpoint. And I just want to know if you can relate to this. So, quick backstory about who the hell Jen Powers is. I was always somebody who has worked since I was 15 years old. I enjoy working. I enjoy challenges. At the same time, I always say that I have ADHD. I have a hard time with focus. I am a perfectionist. I am insanely hard on myself. So those, of course, can be very debilitating and get in your way. It certainly has gotten in my way in a lot of cases. But I stumbled upon an opportunity in 2014 to start my own online business. And so I did that. And at the time I was married. I had a very comfortable lifestyle, very high end lifestyle, I guess you could say. And I was not working at the moment that this opportunity fell into my lap because I had my son, and me and my husband at the time had decided that I was going to stay home and take care of the household things and raise our child, and so that we didn't have to, pay for daycare or things like that. And I know that that's a huge blessing, and I was very fortunate for that, and I'm forever grateful for those years that I had with him. And anyway, point that I'm trying to bring to you is that I started this online business. And it was actually in the affiliate and network marketing space, which, if you're not familiar with, it's a form of a business model where you recommend, you share products. It's in the direct sales world. So you can earn money by selling products that you don't have to create, that a company has created and done all the manufacturing, testing, handles all the shipping and customer service and all that. So you're basically a salesperson that doesn't have to deal with any of the traditional business headaches. So if I was, a traditional business owner, I'd be handling employees and bank loans and overhead and yada, yada, yada. So it sounded like a good idea. I was at home with my son. I thought, why not? And funny enough, it was in the skincare industry. And as somebody who suffered with eczema since she was 3 years old, I thought, you know what? I used to joke and say, when I grow up, I want to be a dermatologist. And then I realized I'm definitely not cut out for that. So I thought, you know what, this is pretty cool. Maybe this is God's way of giving me something, an opportunity that makes sense with my overall life and my message and the way that I can help people, and allow me also to continue staying home with my son and give very part-time hours to what could give me possibly a full-time income. That's exactly what happened. Not right away, but I did do really, really well. There's a lot about the business that I hated and a lot about it that I really loved. And it was a really great learning experience for me. And throughout the last several years, I grew in that business and entrepreneurship in multiple different ways. In that industry, as well as starting my own small business, women-run business, with a very good friend of mine. It was a web design and SEO blogging company, and I was really, really proud of what we were able to accomplish in just a couple years. And so I'm saying all this to you because when I went through my divorce, I was only 29 years old when I had left my marriage and went through the really difficult, understatement, painful, brutal experience of a divorce. And I had to move back in with mom and dad because I didn't really know where I was going to go. I thought, oh my gosh, I may have to figure out what I'm going to do for work now. And so it was a really, really painful and stressful time in my life. And when I was able to, just a few months later, find a cute little house, which was perfect for me and my little boy, who was only 4.5 at the time, it was great. It was perfect. And I started to realize, wait, I've been working for myself for quite some time. It's been going really well. I don't need to freak out and worry. Not yet anyway. I can make ends meet. I think I can do this. And working for myself is a beautiful, wild, crazy adventure. It comes with so many freedoms and flexibility, so many options, and so much joy comes from it. But it also comes with its fair share of headaches, stressors, uneasiness. When you are in charge of wearing all the hats and you have to, be very, very self-disciplined. It's one of the critical components of being your own boss. And you are somebody like me who struggles with discipline and focus and things like that. It can be, my ADHD can be an amazing superpower of mine, or it can be a huge crutch and can cripple me in ways. And it's done both. And so I've experienced bliss and incredible, I've made so many incredible relationships. I have had so many insanely amazing mentors. I have had so much failure. I've had a great bit of success. And it's just been a really wild, crazy, fun, exciting, tragic, just an amazing ride. And so, at the time of this episode right now, we're still in 2022 in the last quarter. So it's been 8-something years, and I don't regret any of it. I am incredibly blessed, incredibly grateful for all of it, all the lessons, most of all. And some of them were really, really hard lessons to learn and that I'm still learning. But fast forward to exactly 1 year ago. So right now it's October 2022, but October 2021, I still hadn't realized what TSW was just yet. I almost did. It's coming up soon. I believe it was the first week or so in November when I started to realize and discover what this was. And so this time last year, I had gone to my dermatologist. I got a skin biopsy. So they cut a little piece of skin out of the back left of my arm, like right underneath my left shoulder, kind of not in my armpit area, but right around there. And they sent that biopsy to get tested for what was going on with the crazy rash that was spreading, checking me for lymphoma, checking me for all these different things. And in the meantime, I got a prescription for I'm not going to say it right, triclominosome. I'm not even going to say it. It was a big, big tub. It was a compound that was sent to me from a Chicago dermatologist. And I was told that it was not a very strong steroid. But at this point, again, I didn't know what it was. I tried it, and you know how this goes. So it wasn't until I got COVID, which I got, unfortunately, with my dad over Thanksgiving of 2021. And I was with him for that whole week. I believe that's when I actually officially stopped using the steroids and when I kind of realized this was what it was. Between my cousin's husband and my boyfriend sending me some things, 1 or 2 Instagram accounts and the ITSAN website, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it is. So now we're up to December 1st, which, as you know, if you've been listening to my show for quite some time, you know that is the date that I have been officially sticking with as my start of TSW. I could have been off steroids probably the week before, but because I'm unclear about that, but I'm positive all of December I wasn't on any, we're going to go with that date. So where is this going? Why am I telling you my backstory, my work history, what led up to learning about TSW? I'm telling you this to lead into what I'm about to tell you. And that is, what has TSW taught me and taken from me? And I'm sure that you may be able to relate to some, if not all of this. So whether or not you have a job where you're working for somebody else, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you're a small business owner, whatever it is that you do to bring in income, to provide for yourself, for your life, for your family, my guess is in some way, shape, or form, that has gotten very affected by you going through TSW. If you are listening to this episode, and this is the first episode that you're catching, or maybe it is your first week into TSW, I'm not saying this to scare you. You have to understand that every single person's journey is so different, and all the experiences we have, all of the symptoms we have, there's so much common thread that goes between all of us, but everybody's journey really truly is unique to them. So don't let any of my episodes in this show, please don't let them negatively impact you. This is simply here to open your eyes to my goal, and my hope is to give you hope at the end of every episode. I want you to leave the show not with any discouraged feelings, not with any low vibe, sadness. I want you to have hope. And hope is one of the things that are going to aid you in this healing journey, maybe more than anything else, and a positive mindset. So what happens is I stupidly, well, not stupidly, nope, that's not nice. That's not nice self-talk. Make sure we talk nice to ourselves. I did not know at all what I was going to be in store for in the very beginning. And so I decided to say to my family and to my boyfriend, you know what? I'm going to put everything on hold. I'm going to take the whole month of December off. It's Christmas time. I think I remember in the beginning thinking that within a month I would be feeling great, which is comical. I don't know if there's a single person, not one warrior that I know has gone through TSW for just 1 month. The shortest that I think I've heard is maybe 4 or 5 months. So maybe 3 actually, but that's very, very uncommon, very rare. So please don't hold your breath and think that may be you. No false expectations here from me. But I said that I was going to stop everything. I remember telling my business team, I remember telling my one business partner, my coaching clients, I was saying to everybody, hey, you're not going to see me or hear from me. I'm going to take care of myself. I will keep you posted. And luckily for me, a lot of things were running behind the scenes without my active involvement. And that's something that I wish for every single person, especially those that are online entrepreneurs. Something that I was passionate about teaching is automation, how to take so much that's on your plate off of your plate so that you can either outsource or hire or automate things so that you're really truly experiencing freedom, which is the biggest perk of being your own boss, right? That's why the dream, most people want to do it because they want to make, live that lifestyle of their dreams or make a lot of money. And that's all fine. That's all great. But it's really the ultimate freedom is freedom in your time, where you're not a slave to money or to your job or to expectations or things that you have to do. And so I was lucky enough that I had, a team that was producing volume and revenue. And I had a business partner in my other business where she's so incredible. And she's one of my best friends. She was like, don't you worry, I'm going to run the show for you without this. And then I had some amazing clients that were completely understanding. And I thought that this would be, like I said, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I would pick things back up in January. Well, joke's on me. That did not happen, obviously. In fact, January 1st, I was in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, from a free company trip that I had earned, which I had never been to Cabo before. I'd been to Mexico, but never Cabo. I went there with a few other people that earned that trip. I brought my boyfriend. It was over New Year's. I was so excited about it. And what a disaster. I think one of my episodes in the show, I talked about it. I had a really, really, really difficult time. Big understatement there. I was experiencing zingers on the plane there. I had ice packs all over me. It was really, really bad. Okay, really bad. And that continued on for several months. So all of January, February, March, I think April is when I started to get a little bit of relief. Those first 3 or 4 months, I did not sleep at all. I could probably count on, 2 hands, how many hours total that I was able to actually get sleep. And so, as you can imagine, when you can't sleep and you can't focus and you're ungodly uncomfortable and you're in pain and you are, desperate for your life back and you're super depressed and you're having suicidal thoughts, obviously you're not able to work. And I wasn't, and I didn't. And guess what? I'm going to keep it 100 with you, like I always promised to do. Things went south. Things did not continue on the up and up. Some things did, but a lot of the things in my businesses crumbled. They crashed, and I was terrified. In fact, I still am now slowly picking my pieces back up and trying to get back out there. And you guys, it's middle of October. November 1st will be 11 months for me. So that's almost a year of not working at all, not actively doing something to bring in a set number, to rely on income that's coming in to support my life. And I don't know about you, but my medical expenses, between doctor's visits, between therapies, between creams, over-the-counter things, even some medications like anti-itch things, that shit adds up like crazy. Infrared sauna, red light therapy, cryotherapy, talk therapy, breath work. My God, I'm drawing a blank, but there's so many more things. Just going a gym membership when I'm able to try and do that, right? And then that's not including any of the products like the salt for the baths or the creams or the lotions or the wraps or, it is crazy how much life adds up. And when you add an illness like this and all the things that come with that for expenses, scary. It's really scary. And that's why a lot of people in our situation have to move back in with family, have to have people taking care of them, have to have their spouse, stop working to take care of them. I mean, it's tragic what happens to us. It truly is. And so I say this to you so that if you're someone who's listening to this and you are freaking the F out about how am I going to survive? How am I going to make ends meet? And I haven't even talked about how crazy the world is and the economy and everything right now. Gas prices, grocery prices, holy shit, it is scary and crazy right now, right? So if that's you, I see you, I feel you, I am you, I understand. I am fortunate still to, of course, have residual income from, commissions and affiliate stuff and products that I've created and courses that I've sold. And I'm so insanely blessed and grateful for that so much. But it is still incredibly scary. And I am right there with you. So I wanted to say this, and it sounds like we're going to leave this on a sad note, but I promise you that is not what this is. What this is a relatable episode to let you know that if that's you, it's not going to be a permanent place for you to be. There are always opportunities out there. There are always things you can do. And if you cannot do anything at this moment in time, give yourself grace, take a deep breath. And my personal opinion is lean heavily on your faith. My faith in God has gotten me through so much. I have manifested money because of it. It's crazy. It's just truly crazy. There's no other explanation for it but God when certain things just happen and you are like shocked by them. It's not a coincidence. It's all happening for you. And, if you are somebody who is really struggling and really trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet, my few suggestions here are, number one, if you can move in with family, or if you can ask family or a friend to help you out financially, as painful as that may be for you, if your pride and your ego in their way, move them aside and just know that this is why we have friends and family. This is why. I want you to think of this, if you were in the position where you had enough to give, even if it wasn't very much, but even if it was a little, if you know how bad this is, and you had someone in your life very close to you that was dealing with what we are dealing with, and they asked you, and you were in a position where you were able to do it, would you? I can tell you right now, I know the answer is yes. It's probably a hell yes, absolutely. And I'm not saying if you really couldn't, but if you could, we think of donations to charities and this and that. Well, if you had a friend or a family member that desperately needed some help, I don't really know what you're thinking right now, but I can bet that it's absolutely yes. So try to move those feelings, those insecure, really just like feeling pretty bad about yourself feelings, move them out of the way and ask for help if you need to and if you're able to. Number one. Number two, if you can talk to your employer, if you can figure out a way to move things around in your business where you can step back and still have things running. And if you're in, for your job, if you can say, hey, here's what's going on. Can I have a leave of absence? Is there anything I can do from home, maybe part-time, where I can still help out our company and I can, maybe step back from my current position to do something a little bit less, but not completely leave the company because I do want to be here. I really am dedicated, but this is so debilitating and I don't believe that I can come into the office or I can't do this. You would be surprised. People are kind. People are good, despite what the world sometimes leads us to believe. If you can find it in your heart, dig deep, and we all know this is the truth. People don't buy things, they buy into other people. And what's the number one thing that holds all people together? It's story. When you get really good at crafting your story and leading with your heart, you will be able to move mountains and change your whole life. So see if you can do that. And then thirdly, if you are, if you lost your job, if you had to leave your job, if your business is, struggling really badly, think about something that you can do, even if it's part-time, even if it's from home, even if it's a temp job that you can do, and it won't take a ton of your time commitment and stuff, because the truth is there is so much out there. There is so much out there that you can do. And what's going to happen to your mind when you even make something that's $15 an hour, $20 an hour, if you do something that's 1 day a week or 2 days a week, and it's only for a couple hours, and maybe it's not really about making a ton of money. What it's going to do is shift your entire mind to being like, I am worthy, I am valuable, I am an asset, I can do this, and it's going to really, number one, it's going to distract you from the pain, the suffering, the TSW. But number two, it's really going to reaffirm how valuable of a human being and a person that you are, and remind you what you bring to the table, no matter what kind of job it is, no matter what the position is, no matter what the income or the salary is, it is going to absolutely help you. So I just wanted to say this and let you know that there is absolutely hope. This is not a permanent state. I think I say that all the time, but it's not. And what you're feeling right now and what you're going through right now, and if you feel like you're absolutely rock bottom and you feel scared to death because of finances, I totally understand, but you're going to make it and you're going to be okay. There's so many resources out there for you. If you ever need any help and assistance, or you want to talk to me about, throw the ideas around and you need some help, or if you ever want to entertain an idea of working together with me, I am always an email away, a shout out away, a DM away. You can always reach out to me. I'm always happy to help you there as well. So That's this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you know how freaking tough you are and how strong you are and how much of a badass you are, because I know that about you and I don't even know if we've ever met. So I love you lots. Thanks so much for being here. If you haven't already rated, reviewed, subscribed, left feedback for the show, please do that. It means so much to me. It means so much to everybody else that's able then to access and find out about the show. And I'm still waiting for my editor on my TSW journal that I'm trying to give to you guys, that I can't wait to get out there. And I have the waiting list for you guys. It's growing and growing. If you haven't signed up, go on the blog, tswjourneytohealing.com, and do that. And you'll get all the information as soon as it drops, which I'm hoping is before this end of this month, because I was hoping to get it for my birthday, October 1st. But anyway, love you so much. You mean everything to me, to your friends, to your family. Your life matters. Your story matters. You are going to be just fine. Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. With your help, we can spread awareness together. So please share the show with anyone you know who may be struggling with a medical condition and using steroids to treat it. And be sure to check out the blog for helpful resources to aid you along your TSW journey at tswjourneytohealing.com.